Welcome back to Cold Signal. In the last two episodes, we exposed how the CIA controlled the media through Operation Mockingbird, and how it used UFO mythology around Area 51 to conceal real military secrets. But what if there were something even the government couldn't explain? What if that something came from space? August 15, 1977. An astronomer named Jerry Ehman was working at the Big Ear Radio Observatory in Delaware, Ohio. He was analyzing data from a radio telescope searching for signals of extraterrestrial intelligence. He saw something he never forgot. A signal. Not a normal signal. A signal with characteristics suggesting a non-terrestrial origin. Its pattern was so unusual that Ehman picked up a pen and wrote in the margin of the paper, "Wow." That is the only name the signal has to this day. The Wow signal. 47 years later, no one knows what it was. This is a documentary about an unresolved scientific mystery. But it is also a documentary about what governments do when they face something they cannot control. Jerry Ehman was a volunteer. He was not an official NASA scientist. He was an amateur astronomer working with Project SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Project SETI began in 1960. Its goal was simple: listen to the universe. Search for radio signals that could be of extraterrestrial origin. The first 17 years were silent. No signal. No evidence. Just the vast silence of space. And then, in 1977, the silence was broken. The Big Ear telescope detected a radio signal at a specific frequency, 1420 MHz, the frequency at which hydrogen naturally resonates in the universe. If extraterrestrials wanted to contact us, this is the frequency they would use. The signal lasted 72 seconds. No more, no less. Its strength was measured. Its frequency was measured. Its pattern was measured. All measurements pointed to the same conclusion: this was an artificial signal. It was not natural radiation. It was not a known cosmic source. It was not background noise from the universe. It was something planned, structured, intentional. Jerry Ehman wrote, "Wow," on the paper because there was nothing else to call it. Immediately, the scientific community tried to explain the signal. Could it have been a satellite? Amateur radio from an aircraft? A terrestrial transmission reflected off the ionosphere? All of these explanations were tested. All were ruled out. None could account for the specific characteristics of the Wow signal. Known satellites were not in that position in the sky at the time. Aircraft were not at the correct altitude. Terrestrial radio transmissions do not have the structure the Wow signal displayed. The signal came from space. No one could explain where. 47 years later, they still can't. There was a second opportunity on August 26, 2 weeks later. The Big Ear telescope was scheduled to detect it again. Nothing. The signal never reappeared. One transmission. One pulse. 72 seconds. And then silence. Complete and absolute. If it was an extraterrestrial civilization trying to contact us, why only once? Why not repeat? Why not continue? Or, was it a civilization that knows we are here, knows we are listening, and chose not to continue? This is where the story of the Wow Signal connects with everything we've exposed in cold signal. When Project SETI detected the WOW signal, it immediately attempted to contact government agencies. What it had found could have been the most important evidence in human history. Contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. The government's response was, nothing. There was no official announcement. No public investigation. No transparent communication. The CIA, NASA, the defense agencies, none issued a direct statement to the American public. Why? If it was a genuine signal of extraterrestrial origin, the public would have the right to know. But no one was told. Exactly as we saw with Operation Mockingbird and Area 51. When there is something the government cannot fully control, the response is not transparency. The response is silence. Strategic silence. Silence that allows speculation. Silence that allows theories. Silence that leaves people unable to distinguish truth from fiction. What is the difference between a government that hides the truth and one that simply remains silent while everyone invents their own stories? None. The result is the same: the public does not know what is real. In 2020, 43 years after the WOW signal, an astronomer named Antonio Paris suggested a new explanation, perhaps comets reflecting radio signals. The scientific community rejected this explanation. Comets do not produce that type of reflection. But the explanation was there, another theory in a long list of theories no one has been able to prove. The truth is that in 1977, we detected something from space that we still cannot fully explain. And no one told us. The government of the world's most powerful space agencies discovered that there might be extraterrestrial intelligence trying to contact us. And the response was, let people speculate. Let ufologists create their theories. Let science fiction take over the narrative. Because while people are looking for little green men in the sky, they are not asking what else the government is hiding. This is the final lesson of cold signal. It's not just about conspiracy. It's about how truth becomes impossible when governments choose strategic silence. When reality becomes indistinguishable from fiction. When a genuine signal from space can be ignored because there are so many other stories competing for attention. The WOW signal was real. It was detected. Its data is published in peer-reviewed scientific journals. But because no one in government told us, because no one in the mainstream media gave it proper attention, because there were more fascinating stories being told. No one knows that in 1977, we may have captured the first transmission of extraterrestrial intelligence. And the greatest evidence of that is, nothing. Just silence. This is cold signal. We will continue investigating the stories the government doesn't want us to know. The stories so well hidden that most people don't even know to look for them. Thank you for watching. Share this with someone who needs to know the truth.